So with your balls or cushion, if you haven't got one, heels together, toes apart, taking the ball in the hand, rising the ball up, gently pressing into the ball, squeezing the buttocks slightly, twist into one side, you won't twist very much, keep your hips facing forward, back to centre, and twist to the other side, back to centre, and release. So make sure your hips stay facing forward if you can. Lift the arms, shoulders down away from the ears, twist into one side, centre, the other, centre, and release. So we're mobilising through the upper back. One side, centre, the other, and lower down once more. Lift to the side, other side, and release. Then rise the ball, press into the ball as well if you can. Lift the heels, lower. Or you can just keep the heels down if you need to. Rise and lower. Straighten through our legs, our ankles. Practicing our ballerina skills. If it doesn't feel good on your hips, you could have your feet parallel instead of in this plie shape. Lift and lower. And lift and lower. Then from here, bend your knees, straighten. Bend the knees, straighten. So what we're not trying to do is kind of create this like this, which they more do in ballet. But we're trying to keep the stomach drawn in, thinking about our Pilates, draw that belly in, lift the arms as you bend the knees, and then lower. Let's take the ball in one arm, reach up, lower, and then the other arm, reach up and lower. And then both together. So working our coordination. Make sure the knees are drawn back. Reach one, the other, and then both together. So this works the glutes, the butt cheeks in a different way to if you just have the feet parallel, the other, and both together. Once more, one, the other, and both together. And release, shaking out the legs. Taking the ball in between your knees. Squeeze the ball, so you're engaging through the inner leg muscles. Reach the arms forward, out to the side, palms facing forward, and then release back down. So the arms reach forward as you bend your knees. Take the arms wide, palms facing forward. Straighten the legs as you release the arms. Bending, opening, and now each time just see if you can draw back a little bit more and then release down. Bending, opening, releasing. Crown of the head lifted, stomach drawn in, particularly when you bring those arms out to the side. Last one. Squeeze the ball. Interlace your hands. Inhale as you reach the arms away. Option here to lift your heels and squeeze the ball, or just keep the heels down and squeeze the ball. Release. Lift the heels, reach the arms away. And lower. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lower. Breathe in. Two more. Reach and lower. And last one. Reach and lower. Release and shaking out. Taking the legs wide, feet to 10 and 2. Taking the ball in one hand. Now this is difficult with a cushion, so you might just want to lose the cushion if you've got a cushion. Roll the ball down the leg as you lift the elbow slightly and then rise back up. Exhaling as you reach, lift the elbow. Inhale as you rise. If you want a little difficult, a little more challenge, a little more stretch, hand to the shoulder. Reach and rise. Reach and rise. So you're not leaning forward at all, backward with the torso. You're keeping in that straight line. If there's a wall in front of you, your nose doesn't touch the wall. Reach and rise and reach and rise. Good. Changing legs. So let's start with the hand resting down. Just lift the elbow slightly just to begin to stretch through the side of the body. And then if you want to deepen it, hand to the shoulder, lift the elbow, release. Make sure when you lift the elbow, there's still this gap here between your shoulder and your neck and your ear. Lift and lower. It's not this. Lifting, no. There's a gap there. And last one. And release. We're going to take the ball behind and in front with a balance. So option one, just 1 foot in front of the other, so you're kind of like on train tracks. And then the harder option, 1 foot is directly in front of the other, like you're on a tightrope, or somewhere in between. It's taking the ball behind and in front, behind and in front. And then we're going to change it, so we're going to come behind, and then up to shoulder height, change that all the way up to the sky, and then change. So ball goes behind, up. Draw the legs into one another, ball behind and then up. Now, just be mindful which way you're going with the ball, because when we change our feet, we want to go the other way. So which arm's coming up, note it, and then change your legs. So you're either on train tracks or tightrope. If you're not sure which one, if you got confused with your arms, do the one you want to do naturally and then change direction. Drawing the legs into one another. Good. 2 more. And last one. And releasing. Taking your right foot forward, left foot back, lift the heel of the back foot. Bend your front knee, make sure the knee doesn't go over the toes as you bend down. Actually, don't take the back foot quite so far back, because we're going to bend the knees down. So see, my knee is behind my hip or directly underneath, not in front. So we'll be bending, straightening, bending and straightening. If that doesn't work for you, keep the legs straight and just take the ball behind the back of the body. Okay, so we'll bend the knees, ball under the front leg, and then rise back up. Now, if you need to, you could just hinge forward. But when you hinge forward, make sure that this lower back is nice and lengthened. Bending and rising. If you're doing the bending, you're getting your glute muscles working, stretching out the left leg at the back, the front, sorry, of the left leg. And breathing, noting which way you're going with the ball, releasing, changing legs, left foot forward, right foot back, lift the heel of the back foot, bending, ball underneath that leg. Gaze to a fixed point to aid balance. Make sure that knee isn't going over the toe. Also, the knee's tracking the second toe, so it's not coming inwards or outwards at all. If ever the knee joint begins to ache, rest. We don't want the knees injured. And last one. From here, drop the back knee down. Put a cushion under the knee if you need to here. Tuck your back toe for extra balance. I think I need some extra cushion. In numerous mats. Okay, so we're going to extend the arms out in front, taking the ball in one arm, reach the arm behind. So behind might be halfway for you, it might be all the way. Draw the arms back towards each other, and then the right arm behind, then back towards each other, then both arms over the head, and release back down. Rise the arms to shoulder height, one arm extending out, center the other arm, center, arms up over the head, release all the way down. Back to shoulder height, one arm, the other. So you could keep the gaze forward, you could take the gaze following the ball. Oh, reach the arms up and lower. See what works for you. Draw the legs into one another. If you feel you're wobbling at all, that will help engage those muscles. And releasing. Switching legs. Right foot forward, left foot back. Make sure that front knee isn't going over the toe. Tuck your back toes. So same as we were doing, reach the arms up. Right arm, oh, extending out. Left arm. Arms up to the sky, release. So, this is Pilates, but with yoga we do a lot of balance, and I'm still wobbling sometimes. And how many years have I been doing yoga? I think 25 years. So, if you're wobbling, doesn't matter, we all wobble at times. Just strengthening through the muscles. Breathe, opening up through the shoulders. Last one. Up and release. Good, draw the leg back. Unravel your mat if you rolled it up or you had a cushion. Oh, actually, we're going to come into child's, so if you do need it still in child's. And then roll the ball out in front. Allow the forehead to drop down. If it's too much with the ball, just lose the ball or pop a cushion underneath your forehead. Breathing in and breathing out. Lift the head slightly, rolling the ball off to one side. Stretching out through the side of the body. Lift the head, rolling the ball off the other side. And then back to center.